bucket.
Wanna go to your bucket?
Yeah.
I guess that didn't work. The point I'm trying to make here is that balance is the key.
You would put the sticker back?
Let's say these clothes represent different types of meditations. There are way more kinds of meditations than this, but this is a good example because choosing a meditation is kind of like choosing clothes. Actually, these are Nessa's clothes because I'm a bit of a minimalist, and well, actually she is too, but I thought it'd be better to choose somebody who has more than one pair of pants. I don't think there is a best meditation. It's really about what meditation fits best for you. And that depends on a lot of things. Your emotional state, mental state, what's happening in our world, the news, the weather, the day, the time of day, how much sleep you've had, what you ate for breakfast, what happened today, what happened yesterday, what the physical environment is like, your relationships to other people, whether or not your daughter had a good day. Look, I don't want to be too abstract on this. Let's be a little bit more practical. There's an interesting study that was done over the course of 5 years in Germany by the Max Planck Institute for Cognitive the Max Planck Institute. They had people meditate using 3 different types of meditation categories. The first was presence, body scan, and mindfulness of breath, those types of meditations. The second was affect, compassion, loving kindness, gratitude type practices. And the third is something that they called perspective. And so there's an article in the Greater Good Science Center that lays this out, and they say that perspective is becoming aware of your thinking, gaining insights into aspects of your own personality, and being able to take the perspective of somebody else. So I'm not entirely sure what type of meditation that they did for this perspective category, but maybe something like open awareness and reflection. So these researchers have published some articles, and they found that different types of meditations have different types of benefits. I'll summarize. If you want to train your attention, both the presence and affect type of practices will work. So that's the body scans, mindfulness meditation, and compassion, loving kindness, and gratitude practices. If you want to be more compassionate, the loving kindness, compassion, and gratitude practices are the ones you'll do. If you want to better understand your own mind and also other people's minds and be able to put yourself in their perspectives, and they call this theory of mind. So if you want theory of mind, you'll want to do the perspective practice, partnering up with somebody and taking turns listening to their experience about an aspect of their personality. For instance, them taking perspective of their own inner judge, and you try to take their perspective while listening mindfully. And I think this is interesting because I guess compassion gives you the ability to meet somebody else's pain with love. but it doesn't necessarily give you the ability to take on their perspective of that pain. All right, if you want a healthy brain and a longer life, you're going to want to increase your gray matter. Gray matter is gray stuff in your brain. Degeneration of gray matter has been linked to Alzheimer's disease. So keeping it healthy is probably a good thing. You're in luck, because if you want to increase gray matter, all of the meditations will work. And the researchers found that if you do mindfulness meditation, you'll grow the gray matter in the attention part of your brain. And if you do compassion meditation, you'll grow the gray matter in the empathy and emotion part of your brain, and so forth. Moving on. If you want to reduce social stress, for instance, if you have social anxiety, then the study found that mindfulness meditation does not help. Instead, you'll want to do the compassion or partner perspective stuff. This is interesting too, because I found this to be true in my own experience. If I use just pure mindfulness to look at my anxiety, that is mindfulness without any compassion in it, then I just get more anxious. If you're going to be doing any sort of mindfulness work around anxiety, then you'll want to include a lot of self-compassion in your mindfulness meditation, which you should be doing anyway. And lastly, if you want to increase your body awareness, then you'll want to be doing body scans or other mindfulness of body practices. Anyway, really interesting study. You can check it out at resourceproject.org. Now, if you want to steer yourself in the right direction, it might be best to ask a teacher, because a lot of this stuff is really nuanced and it really depends on your life situation. I always advocate towards balance. If you're already doing a lot of focus, like maybe at work, then maybe you don't need to be doing concentration meditation. Maybe do some heart-centered cultivation techniques like compassion or loving kindness, or maybe some open awareness. Open awareness is kind of spacey, so that can help somebody who's ultra focused all the time relaxed. And conversely, if all you do is space out all day, then you might want to try some focus. Balance is the key. There's this story about Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh paying a surprise visit to the San Francisco Zen Center. Some of the students there asked him for some advice, and he said, "Maybe wake up a little later and smile a little more." So my practice as of late has been something called dream yoga or sleep yoga, and it's a meditation that you can do in your sleep. And I've been doing this for a few months now, but before I did this, I did about 2 years of joy cultivation. That was my entire practice for 2 straight years. And back when I first started meditating, I did a lot of focus meditation and I did a lot of mindfulness of breathing and heart-based meditations because I had a lot of anxiety. And so I find it really helpful to know what type of meditation that you're going to do before you sit down, so that when you sit down and you close your eyes, you have some sort of intentionality in your practice. Seriously, shop around. Talk to friends. Talk to other people who meditate. Try some different practices out. Guided and unguided, seated, standing, lying down, moving, longer sits, shorter sits. It really helps to gain a large spectrum of perspectives. If you don't like it, you can just stop and try something else. Variety is amazing. Try different teachers. Shop around. So many teachers and meditation communities are online now because of COVID. Find a teacher or a practice that you like, and then stick to it for a little while. 3, 6 months, or even 2 years like I did with my joy cultivation. And if you have the time and the privilege to go on a retreat, I would definitely recommend it. You get guidance from teachers, you get a community feeling of support. It's definitely a different experience. And when you drop into silence like that for a long time, special things start to happen. Your life starts to slow down and your heart-mind starts to open up. A little ferret. The one practice that I do recommend is just being out in nature. No phones, no cameras, just you and the trees and your breath. Because really the best meditation is the one that you actually do. There's no need to force a meditation habit. You got to make meditation work for you and just build it into the things that you're already doing during your day. And have fun with it.
Yeah, you told me the other day you'd be coming back today.
Hi, Dada.
Hi.
Look.
Did you just wake up?